You wanna know who I am? Folks call me the Bone Man. Ain't my real name, but it's the one that stuck. Tonight on Requiem Radio, some monsters don't crawl up from hell. They crawl down from the snow. In the spring of 1910, a Russian composer living in Paris named Igor Stravinsky went looking for rhythm in the northern woods and found it staring back at him with the eyes of an ancient terror known as a Wendigo. This story is the sacrifice of the forest. My name is Igor, and Paris is my home. But this story, it doesn't belong to the city. It belongs to the north, to a place where the wind never forgets how to howl. I went there in April of 1910, chasing a sound that lived only in my head. The villagers who led me said little, but I could feel their fear. They crossed themselves when the trees thickened, whispered to the ground when the wind changed direction. One of them muttered a single word I half recognized. Wendigo. Wendigo. They said it like a curse and a prayer all at once. By dusk we reached a clearing, circle of black stones, old as bones. The villagers arranged themselves around it, and a girl, no more than 16, stood tied to a pole at the center. Her hair caught the last red light of day. Her eyes, the color of melting ice, looked everywhere but at me. Then came the music, feet stamping, hands clapping, the rhythm jagged and violent like the earth itself beating out a warning. The sound rattled my ribs. There was no melody, just pulse and pressure, fear and faith intertwined. I tried to count along, but there was no meter. I wrote in my notebook, the rite of spring. And then the forest answered. A wind rose first, cold and sharp. The trees leaned as though listening. From the shadows stepped a shape too tall, too thin, its skin stretched tight over bones that seemed to go on forever. Its mouth was a cavern lined with broken glass, and from it came a hiss like frost splitting stone. It was the Wendigo. The villagers didn't run. They stamped harder, faster, feeding the rhythm. The name slipped from one of their mouths, Wendigo. It moved with the rhythm circling the girl, its breath steaming in the dark. Every stomp, every chant seemed to draw it closer. I realized then that the music wasn't meant to summon it. It was meant to sustain it. The Wendigo was no beast of flesh alone. It was hunger itself, ancient and eternal. Its heartbeat set the tempo. Its breath tuned the pitch. I could hear it in my bones. The off-kilter pulse, the syncopated dread, the very rhythm I had sought in my art, now staring back at me with hollow eyes. When it lunged toward the girl, the villagers howled, not in terror, but ecstasy. Their dance turned frantic, a blur of motion and mud. Her scream rose above them all, piercing, pure, and I knew at once it was the melody I had been missing. The forest roared in harmony, and then, just as quickly, silence. The Wendigo straightened, its eyes flickering like dying coals. It had eaten nothing, but it was full. Fed by fear, by rhythm, by devotion, it had eaten their emotions. It turned to me then, and I swear the air froze solid between us. I felt it inside my skull, whispering a rhythm only I could hear. A gift or a curse. Then it vanished into the trees, leaving only the echo of its breath. The villagers lifted the girl alive, barely, and carried her away. I stood alone, snow falling through the smoke, my notebook trembling in my hands. Back in Paris I began to write, the quivering bassoon that was her terror, the pounding timpani, the villagers' feet, and beneath it all, the Wendigo stabbing, biting rhythm, cold, relentless, unending. Every dissonance, every violent chord, every clash of sound in the rite of spring, it came from that clearing. The Wendigo had shown me what music truly was, hunger given voice. And sometimes, when night is still and the city sleeps, I hear it again. A breath against the window, a pulse beneath the floorboards. The Wendigo, keeping time.
You've been listening to Requiem Radio, where music bleeds into the supernatural, and that was the sacrifice of the forest. They say that Stravinsky brought the world a ballet known as the Rite of Spring. There was even a riot in Paris at the theater when it premiered. But maybe he didn't write it at all. Maybe it was whispered to him by the Wendigo, out there where rhythm and hunger are the same thing. Ain't gonna be no mo tonight. Y'all rest easy. And don't let the dark drive you home.